Hey peeps, what's going on? I appreciate the funny comments too that they were like they didn't want I think she needs to be in Alabama, guys, but like I mean like I'm sorry Alabama fans, or I don't know what it is. Maybe you're like fans of your college football team, whatever it is. But yeah, she needs to know about Alabama, guys. Come on. She needs to know that it's like one of the affordable. There's no way I'm gonna recommend her Fort Wayne, because if I recommend her Fort Wayne, she's not gonna she ain't gonna listen. She's not listening in general. Um, so you're probably like, I've read your comments too, and you're wondering why this certain angle. Let me tell you something about this. Let me tell you. There's so many things going on in our world. Okay, there's a lot of things going on in our world. All right. But like, let's think about this. Look at the earrings she's wearing, right? Okay. It's it's bad just to be like, okay, well, I don't like this person. I don't like anything about this person. But sometimes helping somebody is a good idea, especially when she has kids. She has children. She has her children. Her children cannot have any form of mental problems. You know what I mean? Like, this could get crazy. We don't think this could get crazy, but it could get crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? This could be crazy. Like certain people take different things when they lose their parents, when they're not around their parents. Okay, so when they're not around the adult, or they don't have, because she has to make progress, guys. If she doesn't make progress, how's she gonna see her kids? You know what I mean? Like, she has to make a form of progression. You should be seeing your kids every time. When you have a kid, you should be seeing your kids all the time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But so let me tell you, I could see a little envious because I'm just ahead of the game on this, right? Like, I'm ahead of the game on this. Let me tell you what I mean by ahead of the game. I'm not ahead of the game like, oh, what a genius idea I have with this. The idea is just because Chicago, a long time ago, was telling me about their college. And I think it's like rather rude. It's rather rude of like not doing any kind of effort. Clearly you see she needs guidance, and clearly, rather than you commenting on my video, why don't you give her guidance? So apparently my guidance was not good, right? No, my guidance was amazing. Of course it was. But it's like my guidance is always good with this. This is just like common sense. This is just like, this is not like I'm going like into calculus, like I'm doing a project. I'm not producing an animation. I'm not like doing any drawings. I do very good drawings. I'm not doing any. It's like hello guys, hello. Let me tell you something. The Chicago, I know some good Chicago Bear fans. I do know actually a pretty decent White Sox fan. I do know about. I mean, like, come on, dude. They're giving you a deep dish pizza with provolone. Come on, guys. Are you serious? Like, that whole. They have Black Ink Crew. They have theater. Theater is probably one of the highlights of Chicago, because Chicago works in film productions just as much, if not more, than California. I would say Chicago could definitely work more than California, because California is kind of like all everywhere with their stuff. They have like, but Chicago has colleges, they have classes, smart classes, smart people. Any college you can really get a smart person, but Chicago, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, geniuses. That's exactly why you have like Scarlett Johansson go up to Michigan. It's just like, it depends on what they're doing. You have culinary chefs up in Michigan. So what do you think's in Chicago? Culinary chefs, right? You got to have some kind of form of competition to get to your city and all that. But see, that's the thing. You people comment and you like waste your time commenting. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope you're okay, because here's the real point of this. This is a human being we're talking about. This is a human being. At the end of the day, she's gonna need some help. She needs some kind of help, some kind of adequate help. She's wasting a day. Her whole entire day was wasted from what we've seen so far, and like the whole day is gone. So it's like, oh cool, she got another day gone. She's old. You know what I'm saying? She's old. She actually might be younger than me, and that's the crazy part. I don't know if she's younger than me. Don't know about that. But I could tell you one thing. I could tell you one thing easily. Like, this one's so crazy. She said, because I know you guys want to hear this, but like she said, I'm feeding people. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm feeding people. Like that's a mentality problem. The problem with that mentality is that you're trying to justify everything about you. That's why, like, you have to admit to things. You have to admit what you're wrong, what your flaws are. But she's like saying, I am feeding people, you know? Like, it's like, well, that's a common thing to be expected. You're living in a tent. Maybe you should be trying something. We hope you're trying something. But it's also kind of like her being trolly, you know, just talking, spitting nonsense. I just know her DNA too well. I know who she is, what kind of person she's trying to be, you know. You can easily tell a person by just the person that they choose to be with too, because she can't be around Dylan, right? And it's really funny. This is what's funny about it, guys. It's funny that it needs to be addressed. And if it's not addressed and nobody's doing anything about it, that's the disgusting part of it. It's like she needs advice. She doesn't know what advice is. Surprisingly, for some reason, she does not know what advice is. I've given the best advice possible, which is why I'm like, with your comments, I'm like, I don't get you guys. The only advice she's gonna get. Okay, so I even listened to Rachel, who was in the comments, and like Rachel was talking about how she's gonna have to be staying in a shelter, right? So that is a process. Now, surprisingly, you wouldn't believe this, but there is two different processes. There's one of a homeless shelter, right? So staying in a homeless shelter and then eventually get an apartment. There's another one. There's another one where they get an apartment. But what she's doing is she's limiting herself. Okay, guys. I'm gonna tell you this again, guys. You get to comment more. Give me better comments this time. Okay, please give me better comments, because next time she's like, it's like, okay, she's in Chicago. Chicago's not gonna give her anything, guys. It's just, that's the way Chicago is. Chicago's not gonna do anything for her. Chicago wanted to literally have an interview with me to show my artwork to them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you have to like be in the mindset. You have to have a common mindset to be like, oh man, this is not going to work out like I think it's going to work out sometimes. Sometimes it's crazy. It's like you're really, Chicago is you're petitioning yourself to have a career. You know, you're petitioning yourself to be something. And it's like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know. Like, look at this picture. Look at this other picture too. So we need to try and get it into your mindset, guys, of what's actually going on here. Surprisingly, Google has a lot of pictures, but I can't see it anywhere. Okay, how about talk about this? Let's just talk about this perspective. Okay, look at her. This short hair. Can we try and put ourselves into the head of this? This is color dyed hair. Okay, she has short hair. Okay, she's clearly doing research. A long time ago, she did research, but now she's just had a breakdown in her life, and nobody's helping her. And right now, my help has been probably one of the best things she's had. She's not had like somebody giving her, hey, this is not good, like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, that kind of thing. And the thing too is like, can you imagine she gets comfortable? You don't want her to get comfortable with that kind of attitude. You get comfortable with that attitude. See, like, look, she had red hair, red dyed hair. You know what I'm saying? She had red dyed hair. She had something in her idea. She had it in her mind. She had goals. She had some kind of idea. And then now she's just like, okay, I give up. I give up. She just gives up, and then she gives up again. And for you guys not to even like say she needs a caseworker. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. You guys are the funny ones. She doesn't need a caseworker. Are you kidding me? At least Rachel, when I was reading her comments, at least from what I read from Rachel, that she was saying about the shelter advice, but there is two options. And that's the thing. She doesn't know that there's actually two options. And Rachel does not know that. Rachel does not. She knows about the shelter option, but there's multiple variables. But it's just like nothing is coming to her. Nothing is coming to her because she's not allowed to. You know what's crazy? Even like thinking about that, she's right now wasting her time. She could be sitting and talking to a landlord about apartments, right? She could be sitting talking to an apartment landlord. And if the apartment landlord likes her, she's getting an apartment, She's not doing any of that. She's not like, it's like, come on guys, you really want all the states? Okay, let's do it. Iowa, right? Okay. Dakota, North Dakota, right? Right. Okay. North Dakota, Alabama. Oh gosh. Okay. You guys really want all this. I know you want all this. Indiana, even Kentucky. Kentucky's a rough one though. We'll say Kentucky's iffy. So there has been some things on, what's that one called? Not Georgia. I don't think it's Georgia. It might be Georgia. It's probably. Let's just do it for you guys. This is all for you too. You guys want some entertainment, okay? So. This is really how simple it is. I'll show you. Okay, so type in lower median income living. Okay, so we're talking about medians, right? But now we need to find, we're going to have to type specifically for this. I'll show you how this is done, okay? We're going to make it simple too. How about this? States for low income living. States for low income. Doing a little one hand. Okay, see, look, I already said some of them to you. Look, Idaho, Iowa, Kentucky, Michigan, Missouri, Nebraska. Michigan's kind of iffy, though. I'm going to say Michigan's expensive. I'm going to say that's a bunch of hula. As a bunch of hula. Texas is more affordable than Michigan. So, okay, so now we'll click on that. Michigan, you can find some low areas, but most likely they're taken, I mean, who doesn't want to live next to an apple farm, Who doesn't want to live next to the best apple cider ever? Who doesn't want to live next to like amazing donuts and all kinds of amazing malls and one of the best Victoria's Secret malls? So let's go down, down, down. She has quite a bit of options with like Missouri. Okay, so let's go back. We'll try one more. Oh, yeah, Arizona. Arizona's iffy. Honestly, Arizona could be a lie, too. Just like sometimes these websites are lying, of course. Let's see here. Arkansas, I could see Arkansas being a realistic one. Yeah, Arkansas is probably a realistic one. Okay, so... Colorado surprisingly can be realistic, but it's really hard to find in Colorado. It's kind of a gamble there too. Connecticut's a gamble, but it does seem adequate. It does seem like there's a potential you could. Delaware, I've heard some things like Delaware is possible. Why Georgia? Florida's not possible. See what I'm saying? It's so weird. It's all about the learning steps, right? Kansas could be possible because Kansas has put itself into housing markets, so there's that. Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, maybe. Maryland, maybe. Okay. Massachusetts, nope. No. My friends want to go back to Massachusetts. It's an expensive area. Minnesota's expensive too, but Minnesota, it is possible with Minnesota, but it's like you're doing slight pickings with Michigan, you know. Nevada, I've heard there is a possibility of Nevada, but that's very iffy because ever since everything with TV shows and all that, you would assume that it might be a little harder now. New Jersey, that's a no-brainer. That's no way. New York, no way. Yeah, you know. Ohio, maybe. Ohio's a maybe. Did you hear that from me? Ohio is a maybe. And there was this a long time ago, what I learned in school, because you people need to go back to school apparently. Ohio is such a false flag. It's a false flag of, oh, you can definitely live in Ohio. But then when you go out to Ohio, then you actually see the costs, and the costs are adequate to Chicago and California. And Chicago, California are just expensive cities. So where's the Oklahoma's a good one. That's a good one. That's an affordable one she can find. That's an okay one. Oregon, maybe. Oregon's getting kind of out there with Seattle. Pennsylvania, there's a chance with Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania does have programs, but it is still iffy. I mean, you're right next to the Hershey's chocolate factory, you know, so take it with a grain of salt. Rhode Island, that's kind of iffy too. Rhode Island has nice neighborhoods, so I mean, it's kind of iffy. I've heard stories that you can, but like that's still like you're gambling. Now, North and South Dakota, both North and South Dakota, from what I remember, there's chances there too. But Carolina, no way. Tennessee is probably a no way also, but there is a chance with Tennessee. There's a chance, but it's probably still a no way. Utah, I've heard some things. I heard there are some things in Utah, so. But Utah, there is a lot of expensive areas in Utah. Vermont, maybe. Virginia, sure. Yeah, definitely. Virginia is a good one you could go to. Washington's definitely a possibility also, but you have to have probably an organized plan for Washington. West Virginia, Wisconsin, West Virginia, maybe. Wisconsin is most likely a definitely no. It's funny. You should read the news on Wisconsin. Wisconsin's trying to just be like Ohio. It's trying to be like Chicago. Let's see. Wyoming, no. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, Wyoming's actually one. Yeah, well, Wyoming's one you can definitely go to too. So, but these states aren't going to really tell you the good advice, okay? They're going to give you estimates, but estimates aren't really going to help you, okay? So actual research for you people, you know. But I hope you have a good day. I mean, I don't blame you. I'd troll me if I were troll you, and then we troll each other, you know. And then we just troll, and then we troll again, you know. But and then we troll each other, and then we just do it again. and then we have a constant battle of intelligent wits. But there's if you get that, I hope you've read my messages. If you get that, if you get anything of that. But I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. What do you guys know about me? You don't know anything about me. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. You really want to go toe-to-toe with a Yu-Gi-Oh player? Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. Where's the... So I will see if I can find you one more picture of why I'm trying to help her out. Okay, so just one more picture. Okay? Because you could see the life of energy she still had. It was, there it is. Look at that. Look at that. Do you see that? This is a girl that was willing to do makeup, was willing to see herself in a better light. But now it's just like, come on, guys. Now it's like, wow, no, that's very good done makeup. See, that's what I'm saying. She has a chance. And if she can say, I can do it, because that's the biggest challenge we're running into right now is, can she do it? She's going to have to, people aren't good at they're just not good at taking the knees, they're not good at, just like having a common ground of being like, okay, I'm wrong, like nobody can accept they're wrong. I like to accept I'm wrong, because if you accept you're wrong, then you finally get to good stuff, you get to better things. She weightlifts. I just don't get her. She weightlifts. If she gets an apartment, I mean, she's set up good, and that's what she wants to be. She wants to be set up. Do you know how good she would be set up if she just had something so simple? It would be a little bit better. She'd be able to breathe. She'd be like, she wouldn't have people looking at her. I'm pretty sure people are looking at her. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure. I'll even do a fun thing for you guys at the end of this video, because you guys want this. Would I go to Chicago? Would I actually go to Chicago, waste my time, go to Chicago and try and help her out? I might do it. But if I'm able to do it, I'd have to have a police officer with me. See what I'm saying? I'd have to have a police officer with me. But if I want to go out there and do it, I'll do it. I do think about doing it sometimes, but like the easiest one I can do is just have the police officer go to her. That's just the easiest one, because the police officer can help her get her resources. Maybe I could have a caseworker go to her, because I don't want a police officer to necessarily just go to her. Maybe just have a caseworker go to her, and then she can see different options, But there you go.